Good morning, it's Monday, and I'm Nancy Joy. This is one of my favorite quotes that Ezekiel shared with me years ago. And so I've lived with this and lived it for a long time. I call it both things are true. Here we are knowing that we are moving as spiritual beings and taking humanity out of a polarized existence into an integrated existence. One where the value of both poles are brought together in the heart. And yet our heads, our minds, our patterns, and even our feelings to some extent seem to want to categorize things. You can be happy and sad in the same experience. You can actually be happy and sad at the same time. That's truly integration. So we're always asking, why aren't I happy? Why aren't I joyful? What's wrong with me? Well, if you were always happy and joyful, you could ask yourself, why don't I ever feel any sadness? Why aren't I in touch with things that move me so deeply, that have that edge to it, that edge that's really so beautiful? It's that edge of a sadness that's a joy. It's why people cry tears of joy when they're so moved. That's the integration of the dark and the light, of the negative and the positive. And that's really what we're seeking in our hearts. So you can say, I really want you with me, at the same time you feel like, but I need some time to myself too. Both things are true. Integration of the heart. As I mentioned in the reflections email some of you receive, one of the most profound examples of that is a friend and client of mine who lost her daughter years ago in a car accident on Mother's Day at age 16. And one time she said to me, you know, I now have, it's a sweet sadness or a sweet grief that pushes me forward in my life. In other words, there's such a feeling of love and compassion for the whole experience that happened to her. And at the same time, wishing she still had her daughter here, realizing that the whole experience has pushed her into an entirely new realm. Now that's integration. So this Monday morning, why don't you take an honest look at your life, where you're stuck in poor me, or why aren't I happy, or this is conflicting. I know I love my husband so much, but sometimes I just wish he weren't around. Well, we all feel those things. Instead of thinking there's something wrong with us, let's embrace our ability as God creators to integrate these dualities. After all, as a friend of mine also says, they're different flavors of ice cream. You can put them together and make a shake, whatever. You can enjoy them separately, aware that the others exist. There's so much opportunity here when we take our minds out of I use this term mindfuck, that we're stuck in, and shift, and we have that ability. So that's great news this Monday morning. Have fun finding some places in your life where you can apply this, and we'll see you next week.